And welcome to another round Sports Views. Tonight I am reviewing Montreal Impact 2, Vancouver Whitecaps 0 in the MLS Canadian Round Robin for MLS points and a Canadian Championship final spot. The top team goes to the final. Out of MLS, Toronto is first place right now with 2 matches played with 6 points. Second place, Montreal with 3 points in 1 match played. Last place is Vancouver with 3 matches played and 0 points. Halfway done. They don't have a point yet. Not even a point to talk about. The goals were as follows. In the 18th minute, Safir Taider has the ball, crosses it into the box with pace. All Romel Kyoto has to do is run onto it. He heads it in and makes it 1-0 Montreal. Then in the 40th minute, Emmanuel Maciel has the ball. He just passes it straight up the pitch. Lassi Lapalainen has already beaten the defender. He's fast. He has it. He collects it. It falls to him. He runs in the box, curls it past Thomas Hasal to make it 2-0. And that's the way it would end. Montreal are your winners of this game, going into their match on Friday with Toronto FC, to where they would play their second game and Toronto would play their third at Stade Saputo for basically a lot of the marbles. Toronto wins. All they have to do is draw 2 more matches and beat Vancouver at BC Place, but everybody knows they're going to do that. And they also go top of the league if they win overall. But if Montreal wins, all they have to do is beat Vancouver 2 more times at BC Place. Again, probably could be done even if they're closer to Vancouver. And beat Toronto 1 more time. So, basically, whoever wins is in the catbird seat. If there's an outright winner of that match, is in the catbird seat of this round robin. Montreal has moved up to 4th in the MLS Eastern Conference with this win. Toronto is still 2nd, but if they win on Friday, they move up to 1st and top of the league. If they draw, they would still go top of the league and go 1st, but for a shorter amount of time. Point being is this game did what we knew, but what we thought we knew, even though maybe some of us hoped that Vancouver would pull out a point. I don't think anybody thought they were going to win, but at least pull out a point. But no, Toronto's going to have to do this one themselves. They're going to have to win this round robin themselves. And I'm not complaining about it, but let's talk about the match before I get into that a little bit more. Vancouver was just not that good tonight. They weren't good in the first. In the second half, they started off on the front foot, but then they lost it. But then they just weren't as good. The possession was pretty much equal. Nobody really won out on possession, but both Montreal goals were against the run of play. But if Cavallini buries that penalty that was given to them right at the start of the second half, this game could have been different. It could have been a draw. But Cavallini missing that penalty basically sucked the energy straight out of Vancouver after they started the second half on the front foot. Brought in Ricketts was later. Milinkevich and somebody else. I think it was Jordi Reyna. Yeah, they brought in 2 of their better players. And if they would have gotten that penalty, great. It could have been a different game. And to say that that penalty basically clinched the game for Montreal, that miss, it did. Because Clement Dio was amazing in goal. He was amazing. Like always. They made a good decision by making him the starter over Evan Bush. Now, Evan Bush is an okay goalkeeper, but Clement Dio, if you want to build up your team, you go with him. Amazing. Amazing. Both goalkeepers were great. But I have to say this about Vancouver. Most of the team are just bad. Lucas Cavallini's a flop, okay? I'm kind of happy he chose Vancouver over Toronto, and Michael Bradley kind of dragged his feet to where it made that happen, because I'd rather have Io Akinola than Lucas Cavallini. And if Io Akinola chooses Canada, well, sorry, Lucas, you're going to lose your national team spot too, because guess what? You are a flop. You are a flop. I don't care that you get no service. You should be putting away a penalty if you're such a good striker. You've missed 2 penalties. You don't even have a goal for Vancouver. You're a flop. You are a flop. Point blank, period. You can't score 2 penalties? I thought you were great. You should be able to score 2 penalties against David Bingham and Clement Dio. Yeah, you're a flop. Write him off. He's a flop. The rest of the team, save Thomas Hasal, have quit on Mark DeSantos. He has lost the locker room. I'm sorry, they don't want to play for him. I guess getting rid of Mbiam Huang would probably do that, because he was probably their second best player as a defensive midfielder. He's lost the locker room. The only reason Hasal still plays his butt off is because he has to prove he's worth it, and he does in spades. Because he's an amazing young goalkeeper. He has Canada prospects. But Vancouver is throwing him under the bus every single game. Except the Kansas City one, and I would also say the Seattle one. They are throwing him under the bus incessantly. 3 goals against Toronto last Tuesday. 1 goal, and if he wasn't in goal, it would have been worse, against Toronto on Friday. 2 goals allowed against Montreal tonight. The defense is letting him down. The whole team is letting him down. They're throwing him under the bus. It's sad. Because the rest of the team, they've lost their will to win. They've dropped their heads. They don't want to listen to Mark DeSantos. But I guarantee you this, Vancouver is so horrible, they're going to re-sign him to like a 3-year deal and keep him as manager for 3 more years and just plug in place. And nothing's going to change. Nothing. Nothing. I'm not saying Carl Robinson was a better manager. I think he got hard done. But come on. Come on. Mark DeSantos has lost the locker room. They don't care anymore. Besides Hasal. And Cavallini, I think he cares because he doesn't want to look like a flop. But guess what? He's a flop. You can't change that. I don't think it's because he's dropped his head. I just think he's a flop. But everybody else has dropped their heads, so guess what? He doesn't get any service either. But you still should be able to put away 2 penalties that you get throughout the season. You shouldn't be 0-2 on penalties when it's up to you. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. And let's talk about the Anthony Jackson Hamel yellow card and a yellow card to Derek Cornelius. That's a red for Anthony Jackson Hamel. I don't care. He should have saw red. And Cornelius, he shouldn't have saw nothing. He was the one who got elbowed. He didn't do anything. What type of VAR decision is that? Hamel should have saw red. Easily. 2 seconds. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't care what they were thinking. I don't want to hear the explanation because guess what? You're wrong. You're always going to be wrong with any explanation that comes out from that. So, red card, easily. You need glasses? Smurf? You Smurf? You need glasses? I mean, I'll give them to you. That's a hat flick for you. Yes, I'm going to make the hat flick a thing. I don't care. I am going to make it a thing. I will. I will make it a thing. That's like my dang it's thing. It's like hat flicks. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that VAR decision is a hat flick. No. There you go. back to the point. Montreal, Vancouver, the game wasn't dominated by anybody. 2 goals against the run of play. Montreal gets 3 points. And Friday's going to be a big game. The winner is in the catbird seat, if there's a winner. If it's a draw, it's the next game. Basically, these 3 games against Montreal, out of the 4 that Toronto has left, mean everything. Everything. You get 2 draws, you better win 1. You have to win 1. And draw 2. No losses. No losses. No losses. Or that makes it 2 wins. I don't think they're going to lose, but, you know, what they did against Vancouver on Friday, last Friday, doesn't give me much hope. It's just like, okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. They should beat them, but it's away and all that. Montreal had a good performance. Putting everything together, you got to look at it that way. So, one last message before I end this video. If you would like to, I still have the Lebanon Red Cross link in the description below. If you would like to donate to help the people of Beirut and Lebanon after that devastating explosion 3 weeks ago, go donate. Let's help make the world a better place. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Tomorrow, I'm reviewing Forge vs. York 9 in the Island Games.